United Colonies Vanguard. Is it any good? Part 2 out of 3. Let's play episode 15. Time to meet the cabinet.
Workup's in the cabinet's hands.
Also, I just had the flu and I had a couple drinks. So,
listen,
hopefully this
I know
one's
I
not
should've
gonna
been more
derail.
forthcoming about who I was earlier. So, in the interest of full disclosure, there's one more thing you ought to know before we head up there. My
Okay.
relationship with the UC. It's more complicated than it might seem at first glance. The UC's actually the only reason I'm here in the first place. I am a clone
What?
of a man named Francois Sanon.
What?
One-time fleet admiral of the UC during the Colony War. Former head of the UC Navy. They called him Ve Victus. Woe to the defeated, in Old Earth Latin. A title he earned. The program I was a part of, it was the UC's attempt to create a new generation of military minds from one of their most respected tacticians. Secure the leadership of the UC military for generations to come.
Why are we transitioning
No.
clones?
They made a pretty grave
That wasn't on my
reputation. The man I
list
was
of
cloned
things
from,
that can
my
even be possible.
father,
Is it?
was
In the real
executed
world?
for acts he
I mean,
committed
I know
during
we cloned a ship
The man
named
caused
Dolly
a lot
and
of
that's
death.
it.
on both
And
sides.
that's pretty much all I
Free
know
Star
about cloning,
Collective,
that Dolly
and
existed.
military, and civilians. And the things he did, well, they're a part of the reason the UC and Free Star Collective aren't really on great terms to this day. So my involvement, it could be another obstacle they throw at us up there. I just wanted you to be forewarned.
It's not your father, you're a clone.
I
You're
really appreciate
like a
you saying
synth.
that. I just thought you deserved to know, considering how much you've done already. You know, while we've got a second, was there anything else we needed to discuss? I know you got dropped into the middle of this pretty fast. Or if you've got any last-minute business to attend to, now might be a good time. No telling how long the cabinet's gonna keep us waiting out here.
Okay, I guess today's gonna be about
Then I
a
guess it's
clone
just
with
a matter
daddy
of-
issues. I wasn't prepared for that, but well, we have to do it anyway.
Sounds like our cue.
Sounds like our cue. Let's go, Hadrian. Maybe, don't rant to them about how you miss daddy or how you kinda are your own daddy. Don't even. Cabinet. Nice to meet ya.
Ah, welcome. You must be the captain Hadrian mentioned in her report. You have our thanks for the risks you faced in securing this information.
Did she, mention anything else?
Oh, I'm sure she did.
Yes, well, precisely how urgent is what I hope will determine here today. So now, we have two petitioners here making a surprising request. Access to the UC Xeno Warfare Team's Terrormorph data, currently housed in the Armistice archives. A request which will require not just this body's agreement, but that of all three Armistice signatories. UC, Free Star Collective, and House Varun. Now, Captain, we've all read Hadrian's report on the subject, but we have yet to hear from you. Perhaps you could summarize for the Cabinet what it is you see as the goal of this endeavor.
Well, she knows the technical parts better than I do.
That is something to consider.
Then
We
ask
also
her.
have to take into account the nature of the data you require.
Madam President, I object to the very premise of this meeting. While no one would argue that what happened on Tau Ceti was anything less than a tragedy, Terrormorph attacks are not some sudden new threat on the horizon. They've been happening for generations. To demand we hand over banned archival knowledge and possibly upset the balance of galactic diplomacy because of a single attack seems at best panic. And at worst, a power grab by the daughter of a bloodthirsty warmonger and her associates.
I would remind the chief diplomat who he's speaking to. If it's my father you're looking to
Hadrian,
address,
we went through
you're
this.
welcome
You're
to
not his
consult the
daughter.
medium.
You're a clone.
I would also ask how many deaths the cabinet requires to act. 50? 50,000?
Great point,
Because
though.
if tragedies like Tau Ceti are just prelude to more attacks, I have no doubt you'll get the body count you require.
Let's keep this civil, shall we? And while there should be no doubt the preservation of life stands paramount among this body's duties, Chief Yassine has a point. Will a single attack, however troubling, be sufficient to convince the other factions to grant us access to what they no doubt consider weapon data? I don't think it's enough. Perhaps you can help, Captain. As the one who actually collected the sample in question, did this Terrormorph seem at all alarming to you?
What do you mean did it seem alarming to me? It's a fucking
That is worth
Terrormorph. It
considering.
was alarming.
This attack took place on
It's
an
also
almost
bulky as
completely
hell.
uninhabited world. The
Oh,
casualties
did
were
it seem
minimal as a
alarming?
result.
It's a
But if there's
Terrormorph.
another
Ever
attack,
fought one?
Will we be so lucky?
Yes, a fine point, Admiral. So then, Captain, given the discussion now and the information you've been privy to thus far, if you were in our position, would you grant the request made to open the archives?
I'm here requesting it. Are you stupid?
Whatever risks exist, they are outweighed by this imminent threat. I agree. The request should be granted.
No one asked you, Andrasia. Oh, the writing in this game. Let's not go there. Let's be
I
positive.
suppose that does get to the heart of the point, doesn't it? Very well. I consent. The galaxy was lucky
You
were here
consent.
today, Captain.
Oh, God.
You and I are in agreement.
Oh, my lord.
So, if there are no other objections, I believe we can agree to give our full backing to make the request to...
What's up?
What was that?
The friend?
Always good to speak with a friend.
An incident has occurred. Facility lockdown engaged.
Incident. Chief Sarkin, what's happening?
There's been an attack at the spaceport. Terrormorphs.
Hey, President. Is it alarming?
Just
Did you find it alarming?
Good God.
Oh, great. I'm gonna have to do all the work.
There must be another explanation. The creatures evaded our scanner somehow.
There will be plenty of time for conjecture later. Chief Sarkin, order the evacuation of the spaceport and have your men contain the things, but do it discreetly. The last thing we need is a citywide panic.
If there's Terrormorphs, I
Admiral
suppose you
Logan,
already
the local
have
barracks
it.
can provide support.
I'll make the order myself. Nearest anti-Xeno squad, though, is off-world. Going to take a while to bring them in.
Well then, we'll have to make do with the tools we've got. You two, we can't risk those things getting out of the spaceport. I want you both on the next train there. We'll let them know you're coming and that you've dealt with these things before. Now go show them how it's done.
Oh, you two? What did Hadrian do? What did you do, Hadrian? Waited as I put myself in danger, then blasted the thing into pieces?
The EM rifle, grab it!
What's going on?
Now!
Oh,
We're trying to...
oh, it's an EM weapon. Okay, we can use that to not kill the civilians. It just immobilizes them, right? Yeah. Oh, go on. Okay. Are those two taken care of?
Make it stop! Make it stop!
Victory!
No, now it's fine. But that one's downed as well. I don't get it. Should I have just waited? Only now has the thing come through. Oh, and that one is not... You were down as well. What's going on? Hi.
Thank you for what you did. We didn't want to hurt them.
Well, that
Way
wasn't
those
mutual.
people were acting. I've seen this before. They were under the Terrormorphs' influence, weren't they?
Yeah, Hadrian. Ask a UC security
know.
personnel. Surely
down at
they'll
the
know all
port
the
and they just
details
started
on how
screaming.
Terrormorphs influence
We tried to
NPCs.
restrain them, get them on the train to get them out of harm's way, but
Oh, shut
some of
up
the
with
other
your
officers
sob
down
story.
we couldn't
I've got
restrain them
eyes. I've
fast
seen
enough.
it.
They just started firing on us. People we knew. They went berserk.
Pheromonic projection.
Why did you
Some
ask
Terrormorphs, they
then?
can induce this fog.
You could have just
It
said
affects
that.
everyone differently, but some people
Oh,
just
this game has the more lines
turn
of
against
dialogue
everyone
ever
around them, even if they
recorded
don't
in a
want to.
Bethesda game.
They're like
Yeah,
a puppet.
yeah, it
You kill
does.
more, you
And
break
half
the
of
hold.
them should have
But
been
this means
cut
we
out.
need to be real careful with our fire and keep that EM weapon ready.
Let's be nice. Let's be positive.
it.
Videos make
That's
better.
unlocked.
They have better results.
Do what you can to help them.
Oh, do what you can to help them. I don't have a choice. It's literally the one thing the quest has me
Quiet.
do.
Did you hear that?
God, no time to waste, Captain.
No, Andreja, I didn't hear anything.
Firepower, let's move.
Now, let's go and find some Terrormorphs. There's one, level 36, okay. Is the EM weapon gonna do anything? Should I even try it? I mean, we can give it a chance. There's a lot of people on the battlefield, so suppose that's gonna be fine. Maybe I can immobilize it and everyone else will help bring the damage down? No, we just have to shoot it and we're hearing voices. Apparently, the Terrormorphs are also telepathic psychopaths. Oh, just gotta reload and it'll be done. Never mind, it is. Okay, lovely. All they drop is crafting materials though, but sure, let's take it. It's gonna be our badge of honor.
Wait,
So, Yumi,
Are you and this woman experts?
you got a problem?
Take whatever we can get right now.
Oh, you're
Got
roasting me
remaining
after
creatures
I
on the
helped you?
landing pad, but we're barely holding our perimeter. They said you've done this before. Well, got one fire team to spare and whatever supplies you need, but I can't risk them taking over any more of my men. Put those things down and do it fast. We'll hold them as best we can.
Yeah, I'll take your NPC squadron. I'll take any help I can get.
Backup. You say the word, we're out there on your 6.
The
Did
word.
you have any
Let's
experience
go.
with Terrormorphs before?
Oh, shut up,
Only
Hadrian.
the brief they just gave on the way here. But we know how to handle pressure.
Surviving a full-on mental assault.
Shut
isn't the
up,
same as keeping
Hadrian.
your cool in a firefight. Might make you more liability than asset.
We're not UC security. You don't need to worry about us.
She's a scientist that didn't help out against the Terrormorph.
We're on you.
So, you're coming with me. And your first task is to ignore anything a scientist says. Unless it's combat
going to kill you.
Oh, great. Now I'm being interrupted by voices in my headphones. At least this Terrormorph is a lot lower leveled. Another one, down, and there we go. Lovely. Oh, I think every soldier died.
We should go tell the sergeant what happened.
You're gonna carry some things for me, but we'll do that off screen. So Yumi,
Heavens, you're back in one piece.
ah,
I guess our people weren't so lucky.
they weren't. But it was helpful.
Few protecting the many.
You are useless, Hadrian.
Plenty more if it hadn't been for the two of you. The city owes you both a debt after this.
Both? I did
We were just in the
everything.
right place at the
It was me and Andreja, to be
We
honest.
should report back to the president. Let her know the Terrormorphs have been dealt with. Take care of yourself, Sergeant.
Hadrian, don't ever reject help again. Especially when it's me doing all the work.
Let your people all know how much we owe them today.
Yes, ma'am.
Ah, there you are. I believe we have some things we should discuss.
You've got the cabinet's full backing to prevent more attacks. Understand?
Captain, Hadrian, it would appear that the cabinet owes you our thanks for what you did for the city today, as well as an apology. Your concerns about the Terrormorphs, well, consider them validated.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, hate to say I told you so.
Of course. I only wish we could have acted sooner. Now, today's events have only clarified our path forward in the eyes of the cabinet. You will have our full support in collecting the Terrormorph data from the archives, as well as a subsequent investigation into the nature of these attacks. But to accomplish those goals, we're going to need the right people in the right places. As such, the cabinet has authorized me to reinstate you, Hadrian, effective immediately. to your former rank of Major. As soon as we've got the data in hand, we want you investigating these attacks and how to stop them. Will you do this?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. I'd be honored.
Excellent. But as you've both made clear, for such an investigation to succeed first, we're going to need someone to convince the Freestar Collective and House Varun to play ball. Someone who knows precisely the sorts of dangers the colonies and all the galaxy are facing right now. The Cabinet wants you, Captain, to be that representative.
Of course, a very wise decision.
We do. In exchange, we're willing to fast-track your citizenship upon collection of the data. So, will you help us?
Sure, I'd love to be a citizen.
I'm glad to hear it. Now, we, of course, won't be sending you in without the proper support. Deputy McIntyre in the Office of Interstellar Affairs will be your guide on gaining access to the archives. You should be able to find her in her office across the hall. And on behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our thanks. You're dismissed.
By the way, your windows no longer need to be on lockdown. You should probably let the sun come in. And ooh, new quest.
Yes, sir. I'll make sure they get what they require. That must make you my Vanguard captain. Welcome to Interstellar Affairs. I'm Deputy Chief Diplomat McIntyre, Chief Yassine's second-in-command. I heard you were instrumental in protecting the city from the attack. You have my gratitude. I was also informed that you gave quite the presentation to the Cabinet. Chief Yassine wants you to know the Interstellar Affairs Office is fully committed to this endeavor, accessing the Terrormorph data and beyond. We're going to do everything in our power to make sure you have the tools you need. And that means first getting you into the archives. You do know what the archives are, correct?
Yeah, that's why I'm here.
Someone paid attention in current events. So, then you also know that it was originally managed by the 3 major galactic players. Access to the archives is only granted in cases of dire emergency, and requires a one-time use code from each of the 3 armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun. Now, the UC is already on board, so that means we'll need to convince 2 people. The ambassadors of the Freestar Collective and House Varun to hand over their codes. Get them both and you'll have your data. But that's a lot easier said than done.
Oh, I'm sorry, did you miss the Terrormorph attack?
I couldn't agree more. However, both ambassadors have reasons they won't, or can't, work with us. Now, I'll provide guidance on how we believe you can acquire each code, but ultimately, it'll be up to you to get them both to cooperate. And I do mean cooperate. Threats and violence are off the table here. Though that doesn't mean we can't get creative. But it does mean we need to get you up to speed on who you're dealing with. Who do you want to start with? Ambassador Radcliffe of Freestar, or Ambassador Balmore of House Varun?
Start with Freestar.
The good Ambassador Radcliffe. She's a veteran of the Colony War, and her only goal in life is to make ours miserable.
It sounds as though I will enjoy this.
Now, officially, our office is suggesting you try and negotiate with her. Use your experiences as a member of the military and with the threat we're facing to convince her to lend her support. And who knows? Maybe that'll work. Stranger things have happened. But my suspicion is we're going to have to rely on other tools to get her code.
What do you mean, other tools?
Certainly. See, good diplomacy is all about the careful application of pressure. We just need to find the squeeze. UC Intelligence has a recording device planted in the ambassador's living quarters, which we suspect you can use to your advantage. But getting caught trespassing is a quick way to land yourself in an embassy holding cell. So, if you are going to try and access the device, you're going to need to find a way in there without being seen. Now, we recovered some intel we believe should be able to help with that. But there's also a disgruntled staff member you might be able to pump for information. Maybe even convince to work with you.
Did you need all that just to say persuade her?
Here, your diplomatic ID. I'll give
Oh,
them a heads up. You're on
tough.
your way.
Nicely
Not likely to make it through
designed.
the door otherwise. And take these. Chief Yassine wanted you to have some options on how to proceed in there.
Thank you. Now, how about Balmore?
Ambassador Balmore's a challenge. When the rest of House Varun retreated into seclusion shortly after the signing of the armistice, Balmore stayed here. He's since lent his support to a small number of archival requests, so there's real hope he might again. Though claiming to know how a member of House Varun thinks is a quick way to earn yourself a psych eval.
Oh, come on. I don't know much about House Varun, but it's not like their whole personality is to say no to the main protagonist.
I am sure there are many within their society who value the same things we do.
Of course, but there is another wrinkle. We're not 100% sure Balmore is actually still alive. His public appearances were always rare, but it's been several years now since he last poked his head out. Scans of the facility show life signs, but not the kind we were expecting. Your task is to find him and kindly but firmly remind him of his duties under the armistice.
Okay.
I have no doubt. Now, the embassy front door isn't an option, but our spies have stated there's a side entrance that should allow you access. Here, this device should get you all the way down to the embassy interior. Once you're inside, though, finding the ambassador is going to be up to you. And fair warning, we received a report that alarms might have been tripped inside the embassy during the attacks. Watch out for automated security in there. Now, if you have additional questions or require clearance for a new approach we haven't already discussed, don't hesitate to ask. I'd suggest you start with Ambassador Radcliffe. Approach her while the attack is still fresh in her and her staff's mind. Be smart out there, Captain.
Well, all you did is tell me that I'm gonna have to do persuasion twice, and that Balmore might be harder than whoever this one is.
All that security and they still can't protect their own spaceport. The UC never fails to disappoint. I just wish I hadn't received the news from an SSNN broadcast. We have a strategic advantage to maintain, Mr. Long.
Of course, ma'am. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Excuse me. Are you supposed to be in here?
Of course, main protagonist at your disposal.
I'm sorry. Do you have an appointment?
Did you not just hear me?
Ah, you're the one McIntyre called about. The eyewitness. She said you were at the spaceport. You have my thanks for what you did down there, truly. Saved many lives. Now, she also mentioned that, and maybe it was just a bad connection, that now the UC wants Terrormorph data from the Armistice archives, some of the most highly guarded information in the galaxy, in order to protect us all. I can only presume you're here to tell me I misheard her and that they didn't send you, local hero, to futilely beg on their behalf. Tell me I've got that right.
Wow, I hate you already.
I was afraid of that. Let me be frank, Captain. The answer is no. That information is there because it is dangerous. I will not be the one responsible for its release. Now, why don't you quit wasting my time and yours, and go?
Nuance? No, persuasion.
You're really gonna push this?
No, I'm just gonna close the game and be on my way.
It's possible I might be letting my history cloud my judgment. Possibly.
Or
Well,
you're a dumb
Captain,
bitch.
You make some good points. But if I'm really granting you access, I'm gonna need the following concessions. Your access will be limited. You can only take out the items related to stopping these Terrormorphs. The monitors will make sure of it. You go in once, you get everything you need on your trip, and never again. And all research done with the data will be monitored. If this data is being used to save the galaxy needs to be involved in the oversight. Freestar scientists will watch your people like hawks. So, do we have an agreement?
Sure, fine by me.
Excellent. Follow me.
What What's up with the head movements?
They tell me it should only take a moment.
They tell you? Aren't you the one responsible? Shouldn't you be the one telling them?
Here, I'll reach out to Deputy McIntyre. We'll coordinate the necessary oversights. Two unlikely allies, I guess.
It's not that unlikely. I'm already a Freestar Ranger. The fact that I did everything for Freestar, became a full-fledged Ranger, and it still bears no weight. It's beyond stupid. But hey, it's Bethesda's game with the most lines recorded. Never mind every single oversight, but hey, your companions will absolutely never shut up. And they'll have an opinion on everything that you didn't ask them for. Okay, for a second that nearly looked like blood, but no, it's just
So
an overgrown plant?
For all reasons.
And
It's my first time inside this place.
shut up, Andresia, trying to understand what the voice is saying. Power switch, throw switch. Okay, is that it? Not enough. I guide within, follow voice, restore power, but beware. Defenses. I'm sure you're doing your best, but the only word I understood was defenses. So, good thing that the subtitles are on. Okay, none of that's interactable. And the place feels like a Children of Atom fever dream, just like from Far Harbor. Okay, that's a dead robot, just waiting to jump scare. Okay, that's a full... Not full. It's a robot that was activated. I was gonna say it was alive. It's a robot, it's not alive. And turrets. Okay, so robots and turrets. Those are the defenses. Right. Here's another one. Oh, great. Let's see. The Justifier should be good. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I should pay more attention to what kind of damage my weapons do, because that's obviously okay against robots. And it was piss poor the last time I used it for some reason I should have paid attention to, I guess. Okay. Okay, so where do I go? Gotta find more power switches. So that's done. And it's right there. Okay, easy. I'm saying easy as if there wasn't a lot more robots than I expected in this place. But I'll be sure to reduce that number in the magic of editing. Because yeah, it's just the same enemy over and over again. Okay, basement. You made me come upstairs to flick a switch and fight a ton of robots just so I can go downstairs. Lovely. Peak level design, huh? Okay, so what now? Oh. Andresia, that's your people's thing, so how about you do most of the work? Thank you, that was actually lovely. Please don't throw like 10 of those things to me. Okay. Only found 2. Approach the stranger. Okay, that wasn't so bad. They were sturdy, but it was fine. Are you Balmore? You are.
Seems punishment becomes providence. A reminder we can never truly know the Great Serpent's designs for us. You have my thanks, and my apologies for the ordeal you just endured. Come, let us discuss. Not the ideal introduction, I suppose, giving you a grand tour of the embassy via barely functioning intercoms. I do greatly appreciate your persistence. I suspect the Venom tree upstairs has worked itself into more systems than I'd realized. But then again, who could cage such a beauty? Tell me, though, what is it like outside? I heard the broadcast mentioning an attack. Then the embassy was struck with a power surge, and then silence. Has the rest of the city suffered quite so badly?
Wait, did you just see the trees poisonous?
Harmless spores, you have my word, but hard to navigate. Hence why I was guiding you through the intercoms to restore the environmental controls. And release me. It is the sap of the tree that gives it its... well, perhaps not a topic for this exact moment. But I must know of the rest of the city. Does it still stand?
Fortunately, yes, but a couple Terrormorphs attacked.
Is that right, huh? I shall need to have these repairs seen to sooner rather than later. Now, it cannot solely be the Serpent's grace that brought you and your friend here.
You need not maintain the facade, Kasric. He knows who I am. Who I actually am.
Oh.
Quite the breach in protocol, Andreja. Something I look forward to discussing further. Once we've established why it is you to have come waltzing through my door uninvited. Now, the broadcast earlier spoke of Terrormorphs at the spaceport. A worrying occurrence, certainly, but coming here of all places, when all I could provide is some enthused cheerleading and... an archive code.
Good thinking. It is.
So the UC requires information, then. On Terrormorphs, presumably.
Exactly.
I see this all clearly.
Yeah, you're actually dead right on the money.
The preservation of life stands as the very purpose of the archives. Using its data to prevent more attacks, there is logic there. But if I am to grant you access, I have a requirement. For years, House Varun has been known only as an agent of slaughter. We founded this embassy with hopes of shedding that legacy. With little success. In exchange for my code, I require this. You must be the one who ensures it is used for good. Ensure House Varun's legacy is more than just carnage. The knowledge you ask for isn't evil. No knowledge is. It is we who bend it to evil ends. Oh, you must assure me this will be used to save lives, not endanger them.
Yeah, if it depends on me, then you have my word.
You have my word as well. And you know that you can trust me.
Well then, I shall not fear. Please, follow me.
So, not even a persuasion check. I was promised you were gonna be the one that was hard to deal with and you were just locked in need of a lot of help. And you were actually the reasonable one.
Let it be used for good.
Well, that's the plan. To avoid more Terrormorph attacks and to understand why they're happening. And back to Elizabeth.
Captain, you're back sooner than...
Expected?
Did you actually succeed? With Radcliffe? And Balmore? We're all in agreement.
Balmore was a piece of cake. He also
So the old
may
man's
owe
still
me a
lurking
favor.
around in there.
Actually, scratch
Onward,
that.
Captain.
Let's call that
And
volunteering.
now, I've already arranged everything with the archival monitors. When you get down there, the UC monitor will give you instructions on how to deploy the codes. Follow them to the letter. Here, the UC code piece and an archival access card. The entrance is just on the other side of the plaza across from Mast. Absolute best behavior down there, all right?
Why do you look so angry as you say that? Wait. Are you T-posing? Why? Let's go into the archives. Time to fetch the info that's gonna change the world as we know it. Or is it? Okay, got my little save in. Safeguard the past, secure the future. Is that the same thing? I'm gonna go through the secure the future.
Please approach the monitoring station and we will go over the rules.
Let's go over the rules then.
To proceed, you will need to deposit your codes into the 3 corresponding receptacles.
Let me find the receptacles then. Okay, so... Ah, shut up!
You will not be able to access any of the other units.
Okay. Then just don't unlock them. That's your job, not mine.
Search the first of the archival codes when you're ready to begin.
I'm ready. Go on, girl. Thank you. Finally. I don't need a whole terms and service agreement to be read. Okay, just another 2. And that should do it. Oh, Balmore. Not even coming here, huh? Okay.
You may proceed, Captain.
So, yeah, everything's locked. I knew it. All that talk, and the only thing we can interact with is the data that we wanted. Lovely. Oh, so lovely. So, do I wait over here? Is this the entrance? Or do you truly mean the entrance, like the exit upstairs? She did.
There you are.
Captain, Deputy told me what went down. Impressive work.
Yeah, I didn't even use the goodies from Ryujin Industries. Neither the suits or the manipulation
Time for us to
thingy.
start getting some real answers. And figure out if we've been asking the right questions. So whenever you're ready.
What do you mean when I'm ready? Just take it. Take the thing.
Acknowledged and accepted, Captain. So with the demo out of the way, we've been discussing where exactly this work's getting done. The Red Devil's headquarters on Mars, back where you found Percival, seemed the natural spot. Already has the equipment, the safety measures. Though it sounded like the deputy had a few more things she needed to discuss with you first.
Indeed. The most important of which is getting you your citizenship.
Then I guess we'll see you on Mars.
Captain, if you'll follow me.
Oh, I'm gonna get my citizenship right now? I mean, you said you were gonna make it faster, but I didn't expect it was gonna be like one quest later. Elizabeth? Hello?
All right, Captain. Are you ready to become a citizen of the United Colonies?
Yeah, just do it. Let's go.
Good. This isn't the only item we need to discuss, so I'll give you the short version. Please raise your hand.
No.
Captain, through your actions today and in days past, you have earned your place among the United Colonies. Through service, bravery, strength, and upholding of the mutual good. Will you carry and cultivate these values for as long as you remain a citizen?
Do I repeat? Or no, I just say I will.
Then,
I will.
Captain, I'm pleased to welcome you into the United Colonies as a full citizen. Here, your official ID and your citizenship dispensation. We've also let the Aphelion Realty office out in the plaza know you're approved to purchase property. Now, the other item we needed to discuss. There's a member of the UC who's asked to speak to you, but this person is in a sensitive position. Normally, we wouldn't even consider something like this, but we think this person has information that could prove useful in dealing with the Terrormorphs. And they've stated they'll only share it with you. They asked for you by name. So I need your agreement that everything you're about to see is kept in the strictest confidence. You can tell no one. Can you agree to these terms?
Do I have an option? Actually, yeah, sure,
Let's
sure.
hope it never comes to that.
It's better if I don't
Head to the
ask,
elevator.
because
You're going
otherwise
to
she'll just
subsection 7.
rant forever.
Make sure you're cleared for access by the time you get there.
Sounds easy enough. That's a lot of credits. Thank you. So, someone wants to meet us, and no one's telling me who it is. Let's find out. And of course, we have long hallways to go through before we find out.
Are we at all surprised that the UC has such a massive space dedicated to secrets?
No, Andreja, are we still surprised that you're a Varun house spy? Are we? Who are you to talk?
Very well, I will wait.
Of course you will wait. You're not the main protagonist. So chill. Let's see.
Welcome, Captain. Please, come down and approach the intercom. You and I should chat.
Okay, let's do it proper. Time to sit. And who the hell are you?
Mayo was kind enough to give me a few files to peruse. Quite the series of accomplishments you've managed. But now you face a foe unlike any other. An invisible enemy, lurking in the shadows. You're going to need all the help you can get, which is why I hoped we could speak. Do you know who I am?
Obama's biggest fan, if we're going by haircut. Otherwise, no.
Francois Fanon.
Huh?
But most know me as Victus.
Weren't you
I
dead?
was an admiral during the Colony War. One of its great villains, if you believe the slates. I was to be executed for my crimes. But the previous regime deemed me too valuable to simply discard. So they put me here. A sacrifice on the altar of peace. Even my death served the colonies.
Well, your DNA seems to have served Hadrian.
To help you. And my progeny Hadrian.
She's not your daughter. Can we cut that shit?
So I am curious. Has she shared with you the nature of our little family?
You are related, not a family though.
Unfortunately, I'm inclined to agree with you. Our relationship has always been a challenging one. The Major was born to become a great leader, carry on the legacy I established, and was given all the finest training to support it. And she excelled. But the universe cut all that short. Now, though, it's placed even more crucial work in front of the two of you. And I think I have a part to play in helping you accomplish what you've set out to do. After some long years earning the trust of this current regime, the UC has been permitting me to work alongside one of their recovery teams, helping them gather intelligence on, locate, and organize scenarios to lure in some of the criminals that evaded justice after the Colony War. With quite a few successes, I might add. But in the process, I managed to find something else. The names and locations of Hadrian and Percival's old research team. Valuable manpower for the effort you're about to embark on. I'll tell you where they are, but in exchange, I need something dealt with.
Don't stop there.
There is a former colleague of mine, a man by the name of Dr. Reginald Orlaise. Like myself and Hadrian, he was involved in some of the United Colony's more problematic lines of research. Mech weapons were his specialty. If it dealt death, he could make a deal more. When the Colony War ended, he fled, refusing to face tribunal, and has continued to peddle his skills to the highest bidder to this day. But I finally found him. I want you to track him down and deal with him, however you're able. I'm not expecting he'll come quietly. Bring me evidence that the job's done, and I'll tell you what I know.
Let me guess, I have to.
Good.
Yeah.
According to my information, he's been hiding around the world of Etheria, Wolf System. There is a star station in the vicinity, the Den. The head of the local vanguard, one Captain Marquez, should be able to help you find our man.
Okay, so taking orders from a presumed dead war quote-unquote villain.
Meeting go well? I hope it's clear now why we needed you to agree to all the secrecy.
Yeah, why is he alive though?
Captain, please, keep your voice down.
The situation with the prisoner is a complex one. A holdover from a different era.
But it's a situation we've been managing as discreetly and humanely as we can for some time now. And the most critical part of that management is making sure no one else learns of it. Do I make myself clear?
I will keep that to myself, sure.
Good. Because bringing this up to the outside world would create the unfair appearance, Captain, that you're unhinged. And that's not a good look for any of us. Now, was there something in particular you needed to discuss about what we were just discussing?
Well, he wants me to go and kill his former colleague.
Reginald Orlaise? He's finally found him. Of course, killing Orlaise is completely out of the question.
Is it?
Bringing him to justice. He's been on the lam for years. That'd be a huge win for the UC.
What's being offered in return?
The location of Hadrian's buddies.
We found the members of the research team. We'd already initiated a search for them, but it'd save a lot of time and manpower if he just gave us that information. Captain, if that's the deal, you have my endorsement. Just so long as you make every effort to bring the man in alive. Now, was there anything else you wanted to discuss regarding your meeting?
So they didn't execute him, and whoever took over just felt like holding
Then you
that.
want UC security, not the Vanguard.
Okay. I'm with Vanguard.
Oh, apologies, Captain. Didn't recognize you without the uniform. So, what can I do for you? Orlaise. Doesn't ring a bell. Anything you can tell me about him?
Wait, you're not briefed?
Seriously? Out here? Surprised they didn't send out a general notice he's in town. Though, I guess there's less a chance he bolts if they keep it hush. But I expect we would have heard something... Wait. The Warlock. There's been rumor of a ship out there for years now. Doesn't respond to hails, never docks. More than a few amateur investigators have tried to find it. And at least 2 never came back. Aetherius debris fields are plenty dangerous if you're not used to flying in them. But if you're suggesting it might not have been the fields that got them, well, I can give you the coordinates of the Warlock's last sighting. Can't think of a better spot your Orlaise might be hiding.
Just hand over the location.
Sure
I'll
thing.
deal with it.
Here, this should get you pointed in the right direction. Go get your man.
She doesn't even know who we were talking about. Ah, ain't that just stupid? And where is it? Oh,
Who is this you've brought me? More scrap for the field. Savor your last moments, Mot. All systems. Shoot them down.
well, buddy. Not only is your ship not that impressive, but I have upgraded mine off screen, so no more lasers, unfortunately. But the other 2 things, oh, they're a beast now. Ballistics and missiles. I think that's it. I didn't find a way to include laser in Kepler, but it's not like I tried hard. I just seen what was available in New Atlantis at the time. At the one time, to be honest.
So he didn't come quietly then, as I suspected. I presume you have evidence of this.
I have his ID, which was a very weird thing to be able to collect just from exploding a ship.
Transfer accepted.
Is that enough? Of course it is.
Kept it all these years. Some simply couldn't let go of that old world. This is fine work, Captain. I can ensure the remaining team members find their way to the Red Devil's headquarters. Except for one. That one you'll need to collect yourself. His name is Kaiser. You can find him on the Freestar world of Nira, wandering the battlefield there. The area was ground zero for xeno-weapon deployments during the war, so I would arm yourself appropriately. And I think you'll want to check in with Hadrian and Dr. Walker before paying it a visit. Kaiser will likely have security protocols you'll need their help to overcome.
Wait, is Kaiser a robot?
Military Model A, yes. Specifically customized for the needs of the Xeno warfare team during the Colony War. A powerful resource, if you can recover him. Of course. We're protecting the galaxy, Captain. We'll need every tool at our disposal.
Okay, and I'm gonna leave it here. Part 3 is coming really, really soon.